close to a wall or the back of a chair or a desk or table or something, just initially, because it might involve a little bit of balance for you, you can decide. So you're gonna put your block on the ground, and then let's just take a moment. Good morning. Inhale, roll your shoulders up, back and down, pull your abs in, lengthen your tailbone, pull your ribs down, shoulders are broad, lengthen out through the top back side of your head. Step up on that block with your right ball of the foot, all right? And then you're gonna come up, you're gonna bring your left leg in front, you're gonna drop that right heel and lift, and drop and lift. So we are getting a pretty big calf raise here. If you want to, I'm just pointing and flexing my other foot at the same time, just to get a little bit of ankle activity. Notice if your body is tipping forward and back, use those abs to maintain that straight up and down movement. Last two like this. Last one, drop your heel below the neutral level and then come to neutral. Drop below, come to neutral, drop below, come to neutral. One more, drop and neutral. And then from neutral, I want you to go up and up and up and up and 2 and 1. That calf should have felt that. Put your left leg down, bring it a little in front, and then drop your right heel to stretch out that calf. Now my block is kind of cushiony, so I can do that, but if yours is a more rigid block or something, then step a little farther back. But make sure you don't stick your booty out or you'll be missing out on that stretch. Now we're not done with that same leg. Keep those right toes, that right ball of the foot up on your block and lift your heel. So you're in a elevated position. And then I want you to rise up, lift up, pause for a moment and come down. And then when you're ready, see if you can do it with a little bit of balance. Or not. So try and stick at the top for just a moment, hold it up. So you have to kind of figure out how much momentum to use as you come up. And you're still gonna feel this in your calf, but those abs are engaging for that balance. Last 2 and last 1. And then one more time, we're gonna stretch out that right heel, that right Achilles. Step forward at the left, try not to stick the booty out, keep it tucked to get that deeper stretch. And then we're going to the left leg. So follow the foot of the left leg up. We're just gonna start with that full range of motion heel raise. Our opposite leg is out, and we can point and flex if you want. Just keep that going. Good, now lower the heel and come just to that block level. Lower and block level, lower and block, lower, block, 2 more lower and block. And then from there, go all the way up and then come to neutral. All the way up, neutral, up, up, up. And then right foot goes down, left heel drops back. Oops. And then again, try to keep your hip tucked under so you'll still get that stretch. And then we're gonna do the same thing we did on the other side. So you're gonna put that ball of the foot back up on there, and you're gonna lift your heel, and then you're gonna lift yourself, and maybe start with some hands, fingers on the wall, and then when you're ready, try it without. Try and hold at the top, lift it up, and then as you come down, even try and control it on the way down, and lift. Good. So again, working that calf, but also working that balance. 2 more. And last one, and then let's stretch that out again. Right toes in front, left heel drops. All right, that's the last time I asked y'all a sports question. All right, and then relax. Then the last thing we'll do while we're standing is just remind ourselves by putting that block, actually let's go above the ankles. You should have a little bit of squeeze on that block, and that should bring your ankles right underneath your knees, which are right underneath those hip bones. And that's our beautiful alignment that we want to try to maintain during class. Ribs will be down, shoulders will be open, back of the neck is long, but everything else is lined up here. Go ahead and move that block out of the way so you can come down. And then we're going to put it right back, this time between our knees. So block just right there between your knees. Let's lift those knees into our chest and give that a hug so that we're getting a nice low back stretch. We'll let those hips rock a little bit side to side if that feels good. You could even take a moment, depending on how warmed up you are. I know some of you are more warmed up than others, to go into a twist to one side and then to the other. All right, and then when we come back, we're going to hug those knees in one more time, and then we're going to lift them into that tabletop position. We're going to push that block a little bit down towards your shins. I went parallel. And again, if you have a book, then you're going to have that weight on there too. Hands by your sides. Press your shoulders down, and then squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lengthen your fingers, but then pull the ribs down. So awareness of pulling those ribs down. And then on the inhale, we're going to lower those toes forward and lift them back up for our toe touch. As you do this exercise, abs stay flat, ribs stay flat, back of the neck is long. Take your time on the way up. As you exhale, really pull that belly button in. You can do this with feet flexed if you prefer. Last two like this. And last one, take your block. First challenge, put it on your ribs flat, like a Midwest building, I think we call that. Try a couple toe touches, making sure that your block doesn't move. Then try it, I forgot what we call this one. We're just gonna call this horizontal. All right, or landscape. You're gonna try a couple like that, making sure your block doesn't move. And then finally, we're going to New York. New York, we're gonna go tall building or portrait. Can you keep that block on your ribs or that book without moving? Good. So find your challenge here. Nice and slow on the way back up. Beautiful. We have 3 people in pink so far. All right. On this last one, I want you to hold your toes above the ground, pull the ribs in, and I want you to see, can you make your building drop into the ground? Drop into the ground. So it goes down an inch, 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 and 3, and 2, and 1, and then block across those shins, hug it in, take a little rock side to side, and then we're gonna take those feet down, we're gonna put that block on your right leg, and lift that right leg into tabletop, and we're gonna press our hand against the block, we're gonna meet that resistance with the leg. So arms and legs are working equally. There's no movement. And then that left leg comes up. Float that neck and shoulders off the ground if you're okay with that. Point through those left toes, pressing against that right side, pressing for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Everything down. Block on that left leg. Maybe switch your hands. If you notice the right one was on top, switch it so the left is on top. Stack that left leg tabletop. Deep breath in. Exhale, pull your belly button in, press the block against the leg, leg against the block, hands against the block, right leg up in the air. Exhale, lift that neck and shoulders, hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay up, tabletop, block to the right side, reach through the left toes, hold 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, switch, and press 4, 3, 2, and 1, and switch. So your triceps should be getting a little bit of work here too. If your neck is bothering you, you can absolutely do this exercise lying down. Make sure you're creating that pressure against the legs so that those abs engage a wee bit more. And we'll take a quick break. We're going to bring that block right above us this time, right? So that our hands are right above our shoulders. Press those shoulder blades down to the ground. Deep breath in. Exhale, reach the fingers to the sky, and then on the inhale, we're going to open those legs and arms. We're going to exhale, tap the block to the knees. Inhale to reach. Exhale, tap. Inhale, reach. Can you tap a little lower on your shin, not by bringing the knees in, but by lifting a little higher, and reach. And tap a little farther by reaching farther, and lift, and extend, and lift, and extend. Good, 4 more. Yeah, but you're not rocking, remember. Good, so when you come down, extend the legs. Extend those legs when you're down. Pause for a moment, legs reach, 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 reach. And then you come up and stack. And take a break. Hug those knees in, block behind your hamstrings. And then feet on the ground, block between the knees again. Hands by your sides. Press those fingertips into the ground. Press those shoulders into the ground. Pull your ribs down and then lift those hips in your first bridge. Hands up in the air. Good. Squeeze those glutes to lift a little higher. And then I want you to check your hips. So see if they're even, right? So first get the hips even and then check your glutes. And did they tip? Are they both even? And then with your hands extended, let's stretch out that left leg and hold that block between both legs and check your hips again and make sure they're still square. And from there, we're going to squeeze the block, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then bring that left leg down and drop your hips. Deep breath in, exhale, lift. Square those hips, lift a little higher, check the hips, check the glutes, extend that right leg, and we squeeze. And then that right leg comes down, and our hips come down. Deep breath in, exhale, lift right back up again, ribs in, abs in, hips lifted, glutes strong. Extend that left leg again, make sure that hip didn't drop, and then from there, lower your hips, lift them evenly. Lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift. Good, left knee down, left foot down, hands down, hips down, deep breath in. Exhale, ribs down, hips lift, abs drawn in, hands hover, extend that right leg, and then from there, we drop and lift, drop and lift. And then right foot down and relax. You'd think we'd be done with bridges, but we are not. Last round, just a short, quick one. Here we go. Deep breath in, exhale, ribs down, hips lift, squeeze them, extend that left leg again, make sure you're even, and then we're gonna drop the hips, and as we come up, squeeze the block, drop, lift, squeeze, drop, lift, squeeze, drop, lift, squeeze. And then left leg down, let's just extend that right one, get this done, drop, lift, squeeze. Just 2 more, and relax. All right, block behind your hamstrings again, little stretch here. for those hamstrings that just worked. Little rock side to side, and then bring that block behind your right knee. Extend that left leg up in the air, hug the right knee in, and then you're gonna flip that block up so you're holding it at your calf. Shoulders out of your ears, reach through your left toes, but bring your right leg closer to you. Get a nice deep stretch, and then flex through that right heel and really get that big deep stretch here. Switch your legs up. Hug that left knee in, take a moment, lift up, and then flip the block up, reach through your right toes, bring your left leg closer, and then flex through the heel. So we're gonna do a kind of slow motion scissor here. Switch, bring that right leg closer, flex both feet, point both toes, switch. Flex both feet, and inhale, point, and exhale, switch, and flex, and point, and switch. Good. Almost there. And we're gonna hug those knees and put that block at your shins. Curling up in a little ball, elbows wide. Option to rock side to side, or start a little bit of rolling on your low spine. And then when you can, make that a little bit bigger. Again, doing your best to be symmetrical. Notice if one hip wants to go before the other. And then come up seated position. Woo, very nice. All right, we're just gonna put that block back between our knees, big toes together, but we have awareness of squeezing that block so that we're gonna be using our low abdominals. Arms in front of you, shoulders out of your ears. Exhale, hinge back to a roll down position and pull your ribs down and in. Please don't tuck and curl your upper body, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Arms are wide, and we're just doing a big old helicopter motion, side to side. I don't know if this is a helicopter. But having that block between your thighs keeps us a little honest there. Last one. And then we're going to bring that block underneath us, sit up on that block with our glutes, scoot the booty out from under you so you can sit tall, legs extended, heels flex back towards your face, grab the back of your hamstrings. Exhale, hinge forward, long spine stretch. Walk your hands a little bit forward, reach one arm up and then the other, and then reach through your hips, pressing down through your fingers, reaching up and out. Back of the neck is long, reaching, and then bring that down. All right. You probably thought I wasn't going to do this. Bring your right knee into your chest, sit tall, and if you can, if your block or book will allow, pitch forward. So there's a little bit of space under the back of mine, so rather than being rolled back, I'm a little bit ahead. All right, nice version today. Leg is straight in front of me. Point the toes, flex through the heel, point the toes, flex through the heel. One more time, point and flex, and then lift that leg off the ground, and point and flex, and point and flex. Good, leg comes down, shoulders out of your ears. Point the toes, lift that leg up again. From there, lift 1 inch. And bring it down. Woo. Point the toes again. Lift the leg off the ground. Bend it an inch and stretch it. Stretch it. And bring that down. Flex through the heel, shoulders down to your ears. Lift the foot off the ground, flex and lift an inch, and lift. And bring it down. I hope you guys are feeling these. Lift it. That leg off the ground again. Bend the knee, push the heel, push the heel, push, push, and bring it down. One last round. We put all of that together one time. Here we go. Shoulders down to your ears. Sit tall. Leg off the ground. Point it, flex it, point it, lift it, flex it, lift it, point it, bend it, stretch it, flex it, bend it, stretch it. Woo! All right. Let's be nice. Scoot over so your right glute is still on the block. Left leg goes off to the side and get it behind you. You should already feel that hip flexor stretch. Then walk over to your right, bend that elbow, drop onto it if you want. Left arm can come up. You can open towards the back, or you can rotate down in front. You can take the rib and the hip and tuck them together. And then press up and sit tall. Square your hips back up again on your block, please. Left leg in, right leg out. Pull those glutes out from under you and see if you can pitch forward a little bit so your block is slanted. And then you're going to point and flex through that right leg. Good. Keep the toes pointed, lift them off the ground, same thing, point and flex. Good. Leg comes down, point it, lift it off the ground, lift an inch. And bring it down. Keep that toe pointed, lift it off the ground, bend an inch and reach. And bring it down. Woo, flex through that heel, shoulders down to your ears, lift it off the ground, lift an inch. Nice job. Bring it down. Again, flex the heel, lift up, push the heel, push. And bring it down. All right, this is where we put all of that together. Leg off the ground, point it, flex it, point it, lift it, flex it, lift it, point it, bend it, stretch it, flex it, bend it, stretch it. Woo! Left glute on their block. Right leg reaches behind you. Drop onto your left side. Arm up and over. You can reach to the back to really open that side up, or you can crunch it down to really deepen that hip flexor stretch as you bring your ribs and hips closer together. And then press yourself up. And we are going to sit on that block with our right glute and have that left leg off to the side, flex through that heel. Arms up and out. And then we're going to bring them a little above the shoulders. So we're opening into a V. And we're going to drop over to that, whichever side I said. I can't remember. It appears that you guys are on the, appears that I'm mirroring you, but I don't remember if I said that. So anyway, we're all good. Try and keep those arms in the V as you go. You're going towards the bent knee. You're going towards the knee that's in front of you. Last two. Last one. Stay over to this side. Stretch your arms a little closer together for 4. Can you get your hands together for 2 and 1? And bring that up. And then we're going to switch it around, sitting mermaid the opposite direction. Opposite leg behind you, foot is flexed, shoulders, arms out by your shoulders, and then into a slight V, and over to that side, and up. So you're not going side to side, you're going center and then to the side, please. Beautiful. Lean, stay, hands closer, closer. Squeeze for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, bring that down. Pull that block out from under you, and let's stay on that same side. I'd like you to turn your block this way, or your book. So again, we're sort of portrait style. Put that down, and put your lower calf on that, right? So kind of above the ankle, and then roll onto that same side. And then notice if you're zigzag, try and bring your hips in line with your ankle, and then your shoulders in line with that. So you might feel a little bit wobbly, and you also may notice that with your legs raised, your ribs are down. So I want you to use those muscles in your waistline to lift up. And then that top leg is going to point and flex and lower. Nice and slow with control. This is about that top leg, but it's also a lot about that bottom leg and a whole lot about these obliques staying lifted. If you have a high enough block, it will add that challenge. Now, next challenge, lift your top leg, put your hand on the ground, and you lift your upper body at the same time without hinging forward. So keep that hand in line with the rest of your body, holding here, waistline. Lift it up, but try not to roll backwards. Hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Flip that block so it's flat. Bring your elbow underneath you, please. All right, so we're just going for it on this side plank. Your bottom foot is on the block, and then your top foot is either in front for a little more security or stacked, and then we come right up into our side plank. Couple checkpoints. I want you to open your chest a little bit more than usual. I want you to push your top hip forward a little more than usual. Look down and see if it appears that you're in a straight line. Good. And then give me a little lift with the hip, a little lift. Tiny, tiny. You're already elevated, so this should be very small. And come down. All right, we're going to do those 2 series on the other side. So go back to that slightly higher landscape rather than flat building. Put your lower shin on that. Try and get your hips in line with that, and then your shoulders in line with that. And then again, your ribs are probably resting, so lift them up to engage those obliques, and then that top leg points and flexes on the way down. Good. And now we're going to lift that top leg. You're going to, bottom hand is going to go on the ground. You're going to lift up. And did you fold in half? Try not to fold in half. Bring your hips forward. Bring your leg back. With that top arm, reach. Lift your ribs. 3, 2, and 1. And then you can flatten that block. You can leave it up if you want. You're in your house. I don't know what you're doing. All right. Well, you know, I sort of do. And we're going into that side plank. Again, top leg in front will be a little more forgiving. Otherwise, come up in your side plank. Chest is going to open a little extra. Booty is going to tuck. Top hip is going to rotate a little bit more. And then from there, if you want to add that little hip lift, it's a small movement. And relax. Leave your block at one end, and then you're coming down onto your abs with that block there. We're going to start with the upper body, and then we're going to play with the lower body a little bit. So block is out in front of you, and palms are pushing down on that block. Big toes are touching. Your toenails are on the ground. Your body's in a long straight line. Deep breath in. On the exhale, push the hands against the block to lift yourself up. Not a lot from the low back, just a little bit from the upper back for now. Squeeze your shoulder blades back to lift yourself higher and go into a little more of an extension, but then make sure a lot of it's coming from your upper back, getting some arch in your upper back, not just your lower back. And then lay that block down and relax. Deep breath in, here we go again. Exhale, belly button pulls in, heels are together, lift it up, squeeze it back and down. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift and squeeze it back and relax. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift, squeeze. Last two. Beautiful. All right. We're going to come back. We're going to take that block. We're going to lay it so that our ankles are on it. We're going to stack the hands. Upper body is going to stay down. So just stack the hands and let your forehead rest there. Bring your big toes to touch and your heels to touch. Lift your kneecaps. Straighten out your right leg. Lift it off the ground. Tap it down. Left leg lift. Tap it down. Right leg again. And left leg again. And now, challenge. Can you lift your ankles off the block and hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax down. Again, straighten the legs, lift and reach for 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, next challenge, scoot that block so it's kind of underneath your shins, maybe just below the knee. And come down, straighten out your legs. So if you have tiny feet, they might just be hanging off the edge here. Deep breath in, exhale, lift your kneecaps. And lift your legs off the block. Hold 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then tap the block down. And again, lift and hold 4, 3, 2, 1, and tap down. And one more time, lift, hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Were you able to get your shin off the block? That was your challenge. If not, you can scoot it back down to your ankles. If you want to try that next challenge, you're going to scoot that block closer. Now, it would probably be very uncomfortable if you put your knees on it. So I'm going to move it up to above my knees. So I'm already in a lot of extension. So this is going to be very small. And I might not even be able to lift my thighs, but I'm going to find the muscles that would do that. Big toes together, heels are touching. Head's going to stay down. Deep breath in. Exhale. Try to lift your legs. Even if they don't lift, just find those muscles and then relax completely. Even if you tip the other way, that's okay, booty up. And then come into alignment, pull the belly button in, lift those legs a little bit, and flatten out. And one more time, deep breath in, and lift and relax. Widen your legs. Leave the block where it is, press back, and it should be right where you need it, or close. To go into a shell stretch, wide-legged shell stretch. All right. Before we go into a plank, we're going to get a little cat-cow movement, but we're going to do this staggered. So left hand in front, right knee in front. On the inhale, travel forward, booty up. On the exhale, round back. So cat-cow, rounding forward and back. Beautiful. Let's square everything up again. And then right hand forward, left knee forward, cowing forward and catting back. Is that a word, cowing? It is, but it means something different. Good. All right. And now we're back to center. All right. We're just going to do this plank up on the block. And you know that's going to be more challenging, so I'm going to give you options. Just do a regular plank, but if you do a regular plank, I want you here, right? So that you know that your hands are the same distance apart as your block. If you want kind of the easiest version, this goes under your ankles. If you want a little more challenging version, it goes under your feet. If you want more challenge, and you promise not to break your toe, you could go this way with your feet draped over it, or you can put your toes on that. I do not recommend that, okay? So you choose one of those. I'm gonna go flat with my toes on it. Be aware of your hands, keep them shoulder distance apart. As you're ready, flex through those heels, lift yourself off the ground, and you're in a beautiful plank. Here we go. Back of the neck is long, pressing through the heels, abs are drawn in, shoulders are wide. More than halfway there, almost there, guys. And relax. We're gonna sit back in that delicious shell stretch again. If you like the wide leg version, go back to that. Or knees together, you choose. All right, as we come up, we're gonna come back over into a lying down position, but this block is going to go across your upper back right about behind your shoulder blades. So it should give you a chest stretch, and you can just lay your arms down for a moment, palms up, and feel that stretch across your pecs. If your head is uncomfortable, feel free to bend your elbows. You're still getting that stretch, and give your head some support. Now, you could certainly drop your head back if you wanted to, but you need to make sure that that would be safe for you. You don't have high blood pressure, thyroid disease, osteoporosis, vertigo, pregnancy, detached retina, or just don't want to. All right, and then from there, if you didn't bend your elbows, please bend your elbows. Put your fingertips at the edge of your skull, nod your head yes. So now you're getting that chest stretch, and your elbows are wide out of your peripheral vision, but your ribs are popped up. So what I'd like you to do is exhale, push the ribs into your block to lift yourself up enough just so you feel those abs work, and your head is now above your heart. Your elbows are wide. Make sure that you didn't crunch here. Your chest is still getting that stretch. You could even drop your elbows open and get a deeper stretch. Then on the exhale, keep your head nodding yes, drop your head back. Inhale at the bottom, and then we're going to exhale to close. Inhale, elbows open. Exhale, back in line, and inhale up and over. Exhale to lift. Inhale, elbows drop open. Exhale to close that, and inhale up and over. Exhale, lift. Inhale, squeeze the elbows down, back, and drop. And just keep this going. Just make that range of motion appropriate for you. Couple more here. And then we're going to scoot forward so that block comes right up at our shoulders and the bottom of the neck. And then we're going to open those arms again. Now I've got neck support now, right? So my head's not dropped up over the block. If you need to, you can change it to horizontal. And if you need to, you can scoot it up so it's under the skull. Palms to the sky. As always, getting that big chest opening. Raise your right arm up to say 10 or 2 and lower your left arm down to 8-ish or 4-ish. And then switch that for me. Beautiful. Both arms down in that T position. Grab the edges of your block. This time I want your elbows up in your vision, right? So you can see your elbows now. Slide the block up so it's towards the top of your head. Deep breath in. Exhale, float the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. Nod your head yes. Extend those arms straight. Back to center and exhale down. Deep breath in to prepare. exhale, lift, inhale, extend, exhale, down, inhale, prepare, exhale, lift, inhale, reach, exhale, and down. You can continue just like that. It's basically our ab prep exercise, or you can bring your legs in tabletop if you prefer. Deep breath in, exhale, lift, inhale, reach, exhale, down, inhale, prepare. Now, you can keep all that the same, or you can basically turn that into our double leg stretch. We already did double leg stretch. This just has that little variation here. And my neck and your neck should be completely easy, right? Because we've got that support for the majority of the movement. So that means your abs should be working harder because your neck is not engaged. And then come on down, hug your knees in nice and close. Bring that block between your knees again. Lift your legs tabletop. Arms out to the side, shoulders open, but our hands are above the ground. Squeeze that block, and we're going to take that little rock side to side with our knees. Now you might not be able to go far, or if you do, you might fall, right? Or your hands start doing crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. But we want to keep everything within control, please. And we're going to give that a nice hug, knees in. And we're going to put that right foot on the ground and bring that block behind the left hamstring. We're going to hug that in so that we can get that rib and thigh to connect. And then we're going to stretch the right leg out on the ground. Flex through the right heel. How close can you get the back of the right knee to the ground? And then keeping the left rib and thigh attached, flex the left. And then you're going to flip that block up, point your toes, flex through the heel, point your toes, flex through the heel. Now take that block, we're going to bring it over to the right. We're going to bend that left knee and let it land on the block. So passive stretch here, nice twist, a little bit for your IT band. If you want a little more, straighten your left leg and then turn your toes down. And then leave the block where it is, cross your left ankle over your right thigh, bend that right knee, and then we're going to bring that block behind the right hamstring. We're going to hug that in so that we can use our left elbow against that left thigh. So deeper figure four stretch maybe than usual. Right foot on the ground, left foot on the ground, stretch them out. Yay! Left side better. Right knee in, hug it in, flex through that left heel, get that left leg closer to the ground, hug that right knee in so the rib and the thigh are attached, and then flex through that right heel, push it towards the ceiling. We're going to flip that block and lift that leg up. We're going to point and flex. Sorry, a little toe thing happening here. Then you're going to bring that block over to the left, bend that right knee, and let it land on that block. Now you can stay there with that nice spinal twist, or you can straighten that right leg if you have the space, turn your toe down, and it becomes a little bit more of your IT hand stretch. As you come back to your center, cross that right ankle over the left thigh, bend your left knee, thread your needle with your block up against your left hamstring, and then use that right elbow to push that right leg open, please. And then we'll let that go. Hug both knees in, extend both legs up in the air, lift yourself up towards your ankles, bend your knees again. Roll yourself up, even if you need to roll to the side to do that. Shoulders out of your ears. All right, heading over onto your hands and knees. We'll do a little cat-cow. You are welcome to unmute yourselves. Take your block and let's just put that between your thighs to keep that awareness going. Hands right underneath your shoulders. Deep breath in, kitty cat stretch, meow, and cow, and cat, meow, and cow. Oh. Shoulders out of your ears, bring yourself back, lift yourself up, tuck your booty under, stretch the front of your thighs, and pull your ribs down. That's our beginning of our thigh stretch, but it's the end of class. Thank you, guys. If you have a moment, we'll do a little more trivia and OMG.